I don't have any other skills. Yeah, I can twirl a toothpick around in my mouth. I can hit a 300. I do get laid sometimes when I hit a 300, but is it who I
I'm
really
usually
want
banging a 300, by the way. That's the kind of gals this game
They
impresses.
throw themselves at you. There are many topics and concepts we are all familiar with, but aren't exactly sure how they work. Each week, Alan Fitzgerald and I choose a topic and try our best to explain it. This is Explaining Things. Welcome back to another episode of Explaining Things. As always, I'm your host, Jonathan Tillis, with my co-host, Alan Fitzgerald.
I'm here again.
How would you raise a great bowler?
Oh, you have to keep him away from the internet, for sure.
What's wrong with the internet?
Well, if he sees that there are things other than bowling to do with his life, he's not gonna partake.
No. So basically, this guy can't live anywhere.
Yeah.
Midwest, Southeast is ideally where you want this kid to be,
Right.
if there's a chance.
And name him Bud Heavy.
Tiger Woods, his dad made a great golfer. The Williams father
Yeah.
made great tennis players.
Yes, not the most emotionally secure man.
No, but that's what we're getting into here.
Yeah.
Are you going to be warm and
So
fuzzy?
you got to skip some other parenting responsibilities here.
Your kid is your product.
Yeah, no empathy.
You're living through your
If he has
kid.
empathy,
Yeah.
if he has empathy, he might feel bad for his opponents when he's destroying them.
I feel like his sister is very possibly a child beauty queen. Once again, a parent living through the child.
Failed bowling dad.
Oh, failed bowling dad.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah.
Good. He had talent once, but then he found the bottle.
It just didn't work out. Maybe he drinks a little too much, but he can't be a full-fledged alcoholic.
Whatever it is. Tractor accident. Missing 3 fingers. Was the best Illinois ever saw.
Yes. Acute narcissism. He's going to need that.
Yeah. Well, that's really important.
I don't need to live my life. You're going to live it.
Yeah, that's right. I have so many regrets.
Shut the fuck up about being a lawyer. Shut the fuck up.
You're a bowler. The greatest bowler.
Wouldn't you rather be the smartest bowler ever?
IQ of 96.
It's down to 89 because of Milwaukee's best, but you know what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying. You get it. You'll get there one day.
You also need a mom who's just sort of
There.
passive.
She has to be very passive.
Yeah, she has to know her place, as he would say.
She can't step in and being like, why is he skipping school to bowl?
Yeah. He needs to make friends his own age.
What's going to happen
Not
when
58-year-old men.
What's going to happen when he needs his sick days, Ron? What's he gonna do?
Does he really need to take up smoking cigarettes?
Yeah.
Does he?
Kids don't wear bowling shirts, Ron. They don't wear them.
He can't go everywhere in bowling shoes.
I want him to feel like those shoes are extensions of his own feet.
Yeah. Everyone else has to get in shoes before they bowl. Not him.
He sleeps in shoes.
He's going to slip and fall in a lot of places.
He slides around a lot.
All right, well, good. If he's clumsy, girls won't like him. If girls don't like him, he'll spend more time in the lanes.
He's got a wife, and its name is bowling.
Yeah. Don't worry, you'll make up for long lost time. You'll make up for those good old times later in life when you're rich, like Tiger Woods. You're going to be like Tiger Woods. He was fucking 50 broads at a time.
Only bowling.
Only bowling.
All right? Bigger ball, bigger star.
And you're white, and don't ever forget that. Here's the thing, though. Golf is at least like you see there's light at the end of the tunnel with, say, golf or tennis. They're on TV. It's beautiful out. There's people clapping and cheering. Bowling alleys. Have you ever seen a bowling alley during championship bowling on ESPN? It looks like a bowling alley on a Tuesday.
You just answered,
It is not.
You just fucking contradicted yourself. Tennis is on TV. Golf is on TV. You ever seen bowling on ESPN? ESPN is TV, baby.
Yeah.
That's stardom. You're probably not making $40 million a year as the greatest bowler.
No, you're probably making a little more than you would than a janitor, I'd say.
Sharking. I think that's a big part of it. Doing the old pool shark thing.
I mean, what are you going to go out of town to a lane you never show up to and just go up to people? Hey, man, let's make this interesting.
I'm so drunk. I can't possibly bowl. You look around, they're all drunker than you.
It should be illegal to bowl without a buzz on, frankly. I think it should be a purely drinking sport.
Yeah. That's a performance enhancer.
I like drunk chess myself.
Yeah. The thinking man.
I'm so much more unpredictable.
Good news. If you're the kind of dad who has the goal of having the greatest bowler of all time for his son,
you're the perfect kind of dad to do it because you're not. Listen, you're not a rich man. You don't own a company. You know, you are the guy who can dedicate himself fully to training
You know
this
what?
kid.
The wife's probably working the whole time.
I bet the wife's working.
Because she's like, this fucking idiot trying
Oh,
to be a professional bowler.
she's a receptionist at an insurance company, making $42,000, which is a lot of money in this town.
Yeah, she has to drive an hour to work.
Yeah.
She does, because she's got to make real money. So
That's
she's got to
right.
drive into the city.
Yeah.
And she comes back to the shitty bowling lane with enough money.
That's right. And Dad is, meanwhile, is working like part-time as like an electrician. He's selling stuff to make this dream happen.
Exactly.
It's love.
It's love.
True father-son relationship.
Yes.
Where you grow up to resent your father, even though the only thing that can make you happy is his approval.
Yeah. You grow up and realized, okay, so I'm the world's greatest bowler, but I'm not really a human being.
Yeah. If you're gonna be the greatest bowler, you need a cool bowling ball.
A personal bowling
You gotta own your ball. You gotta own a ball.
Yeah,
You
like-
own multiple balls.
like a hawk or something, or a panther on it, because you're the panther or something.
Yeah.
Something really stupid.
It's an animal that eats other animals.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a carnivore of some kind.
He's a carnivore.
Yeah. I think you're not going to school full time. I think you're getting pulled out a lot. You know, summers are really important. You know,
Yeah.
the summer is just all bowling. His friends are going to water holes. They're fucking having fun. Mm-hmm. He's just indoors
He's indoors, air conditioning indoors.
with just guys that are all 40 years older than him.
A bunch of songs in the jukebox he's never heard before.
Never heard them.
But his dad's gonna make him learn them.
He figured all the kids know fucking AC/DC overdose. Who's Taylor Swift?
Well, you're living basically in 1975.
You do. I mean, that is what a bowling alley is supposed to be. It's supposed to have old time music.
Like whenever you go to a new bowling alley, you're like, ugh, like a
It feels a little impure.
Yeah.
It does. When you go somewhere where they like, oh, we have wood-fired pizza.
You wanna
and
see ashtrays.
We have IPAs.
You want to see ashtrays built into the furniture at a bowling alley,
Yeah,
even
you
though
do.
smoking indoors has been illegal for 20 years. Doesn't
Absolutely.
matter.
To Dad, it's a sport. Mm-hmm. It's the greatest
And it
sport.
has to be a sport to a kid too. You have to tell them it's the sport of kings, even though it's horse racing technically. You just have to lie and be like, no, they're wrong. It's bowling.
yeah. They stole it from bowling back in the early 10s. Yeah, the kids cut off. No,
Everyone steals from bowling. It was actually a bowler who invented the West Coast offense, but no one ever says that.
Who's the greatest bowler of all time, I ask? Exactly. Yeah, well, with tennis and golf, it's much more solitary. Okay, you are by yourself. With bowling, it is much more of a community thing.
It is more social.
It is more social. So, like, you're not going to be cut off from the world the way Tiger was.
You're going to be cut off kind of from the world. Again, you're living in Nebraska.
You're living in 1975, where the only other person who's your age is another kid whose dad is trying to make him the greatest bowler of all time. Let's get real. This is a regional goal, okay?
Yeah.
Like if you're in the kind of bowling alley bar where someone's trying to make their kid the
This
best,
happens-
there's another guy who had the same idea.
This happens a lot in poorer areas. Poorer white areas.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, they would probably like their son to be the greatest basketball player of all time, but the black people exist, so they're settling for bowling.
No one has this goal within 45 miles of a major city.
No one with, who's mentally all there, too, either.
Probably not.
You have emotional problems. You were supposed to be someone and you're not.
Yeah.
Happiness is based on expectations. Someone had incredibly high expectations to be the world's greatest bowler.
So now he's working at an insurance firm.
His son has to go live that man's life. It's like if a father is defeated in battle or something.
Yeah.
Okay, and his village is taken down. His son has to take the mantle.
Yeah, exactly.
Of that battle.
He's the new man of the house.
Yeah. He's got to fight for
Exactly.
his village.
This
Instead of a village, it's just an old man's broken dream.
You're surrounded by drunks, unlike other sports where and probably cig smoke, depending on the state you're in.
I mean, I think there's only like a few states that let you smoke indoors now.
Yeah. And I guarantee those are the states that fall into what we're talking about.
They probably like bowling the best.
They love bowling. It's a great smoking sport. It's one of the few you can just smoke a butt and be hammered and still play.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, you probably have to beat your kid to get him to get at bowling because he's going to want to do other things.
Well, he's going to be in an area, let's be real, he's going to be in an area of the country with a severe opioid epidemic. That's like,
true.
You're trying to keep the kid away from the needle.
See, son, you see all those guys out there on the street puking? They're dying from not bowling.
That's right. You better bowl.
You can tell him he can bowl for a living, or I mean, what's the second dream?
I think the second you have a backup dream, you never achieve your original
I know, but
dream.
what can you tell him he's going to end up doing if he doesn't become the world's greatest bowler? I think you can be like, yes, you can be a coal miner, and you'll die in that fucking mountain.
That's right. Or you can dedicate your entire existence to being the greatest bowler of all time.
You're going to drop out of school at age 12. You understand me?
I only legally have to send you to school till 16. That's when training really starts.
All right, so that's it.
All right, so move to a state where they still smoke indoors. You know, find a father with a dream that never panned out.
And remember, your son is not a person.
He's not a person.
He's not a human being with his own hopes and dreams.
He's an extension of you,
Yes.
and that's how you make the greatest bowler who ever lived.
Think, what's his name? Lamar Ball. Only bowling.
Only bowler.